Hey cruisers, I hope everyone is doing great. Today is our third day of the cruise and it's another sea day because remember our itinerary got reversed for this cruise. So instead of going Cabo, Mazatlan, Vallarta, we're going Vallarta, Mazatlan, Cabo. So we had to have 2 full sea days to get down the coast all the way to Vallarta. So it's a day where we have a lot of free time, which is so nice. I now have become a sea day loving convert. I used to be your port day girl all the way, and now I love sea days for all that they offer after all that we've been through over the last few years. It's just so great to relax a little bit. So this morning's been busy already. Where we left off in the vlog yesterday, if you haven't seen that one, go back and watch it. You'll remember that Mr. Cruise Tips TV gifted me his $50 spa credit. So this morning, I had an 8 o'clock appointment to get Ionithermie, which is like a cellulite reducing treatment that helps you to lose inches in whatever area you choose to target, and it also smooths out cellulite. So I headed up there this morning. The spa was busy. The little waiting area was full of people. People are like on it. Spa day, first thing in the morning, really taking advantage of their cruise, which is really cool. And then I got settled into the treatment room and Linda, my spa professional, explained the whole process to me. So basically you completely undress, and the area that we were focusing on for me is my thighs and my bum. And basically what she did is she put some algae all over my legs, and then I laid down on a table, and they use a clay, and then they use some electrodes to activate the algae, and then you lay on the table with the electrodes and the algae on for about 30 minutes while it does its magic. And then they take measurements before and after the treatment. So I lost 1.25 inches over the course of like 6 different measurements on my legs. Not like 1.25 inches around my leg, but all of the different measurements combined. So you do lose a few inches. It was really nice to try something new. I have to say the electrodes were a little bit scary for me. I have kind of a fear of being electrocuted and I don't really like those electrode things very much. So she had to tell me, you're going to be okay. And she made sure that it didn't go too high where I was uncomfortable. But it was a really nice treatment. I'm glad that I gave it a try. After that, the boys and I went out and we hit Sea Day Brunch. So we've just come back from Sea Day Brunch and we had so much fun. But before I tell you about what we had at Sea Day Brunch, I forgot one thing. After my spa treatment this morning, I went up to the Serenity deck, which is just above us here. So we're on, my gosh, I think we're on deck 14, and Serenity is literally 1 deck up. So I just stayed in the robe that I wore for my spa treatment, and I went up there and I enjoyed a little time in the hot tub. I got a hot tub all to myself and enjoyed the sunshine and a little bit more time before I came back and saw the boys. And then we headed off to the dining room for Sea Day Brunch. Got a beautiful table right by the window, and we tried a few different things today. I had the frittata and I had a Mediterranean salad, which is really small. If you get the salads, they're not entrees. Make sure that you get something else to go with it. Mr. Cruise Tips TV had an omelet and a parfait, and Junior had the 12-hour French toast, which I cannot recommend highly enough. The Sea Day Brunch is really fun. It's a great experience. I have to also say, I saw someone's steak and eggs going by and I really wanted to get that filet mignon, but it was too late. I had already ordered. So what's on tap for today? Okay, here's what we have planned. We are getting ready to head out the door and we're gonna go hide our cruising ducks. We have all types of them here. We'll show you a close-up of those in a moment. We have a dinner reservation tonight at 7:30 at Cucina del Capitano, the upcharge Italian restaurant on board. And then we're gonna close out the evening at 10:30 p.m. with the 80s deck party on board with the cruise director staff. So whatever happens in between them, we're about to find out. We don't really know. We don't have a huge plan. But the first step is to go hide these cute little duckies and just let the day take us wherever it may. Oh, and I forgot. From the dining room where we were sitting for breakfast this morning, we saw lots of dolphins just outside the window. It was so cool. They were frolicking and splashing and jumping out of the water right outside. It was awesome. It really makes you feel like you're far away from home. right, Operation Hide the Little Duckies is going well. What we've decided to do is go deck by deck on the ship. So each deck gets a little ducky. We hid the first one down in the family harbor area, and then we went up a deck, popped one into a laundry room, and now we're in sort of like the outer promenade area, and we've got one sort of over by the windows. This is really, really fun, by the way. I love it, and Junior is definitely having a blast. I think we've finally seen just about every public spot on the ship today. I do have to let you guys know that we found out that one of the promenade decks that we went out on day one, and I think we actually showed you guys how to get out there, is actually for crew only. So issuing a quick correction today that promenade deck is for crew only. It's the one with all the lifeboats on it that's really well sheltered. Anyhow, just thought we needed to follow up and let you all know that. I'll try to find a little footage or a photo of it or something to show you so you know what I'm talking about and know maybe not to push out the door that we went out. There's no signs anywhere that say crew only, but that is absolutely okay. So duck hiding was a success. It was really fun. Everybody's out and about enjoying this gorgeous weather, and as we were sailing along, we looked out one side of the ship a little while ago and saw Cabo San Lucas, so we know exactly where we are on our journey down to Puerto Vallarta. We'll be getting into Puerto Vallarta tomorrow around, I think, 9 a.m. or so. So what we did after we finished hiding the ducks is go in search of some food, and we kind of blew it again today with timing on the food because the buffet closes at 2:30, and we have ourselves on the schedule where we're having late breakfast and then late lunch, so our options were a little bit limited today. We ended up getting different things, all three of us. Junior ended up getting pizza, Mr. CruiseTipsTV ended up with a guy's burger, and I went to Seafood Shack and got myself a clam chowder in a bread bowl. And then when we were done with that, we were nice and full, there's no shortage of food. We went down to Guy's Pick and Anchor Brew House and Smokehouse, and I finally got to try the beer sampler, which is really good, and it's a great value. I think it was something like $6.50 before tax and tip, and they give you 4 or 5 different types of beers, an ale, a lager, an IPA. It was great, and the staff there is really friendly and warm. They don't open for dinner until 5 o'clock, so they weren't serving any food, and the buffet was closed, but we just sat right at the bar and enjoyed the sampler. Believe it or not, I wasn't able to finish it all, and it wasn't because it was strong or anything like that. I just don't drink beer that often, and I find it kind of filling, so it didn't quite get through it all, but I'm really glad that we finally got to do that today. So, what time is it? Okay. It's 4:20. We actually have Cucina del Capitano reservations at 7:30 tonight. We changed our reservation, moved it a little bit later so that we can try to capture the sunset again. We've realized we really love taking photos around the sunset hour. So we've got a couple of hours to relax and regroup and refresh before we hit dinner and the 80s party. Oh, the magic light tonight was so good. We just went out and took our iPhone and did a little photo safari. It's one of our favorite things to do on a cruise that doesn't cost you anything. Just walk around sunset, or hey, sunrise if you're that kind of person. I don't know about our whole family being up at sunrise, but walk around and take a nice phone or camera with you and just snap some beautiful shots, because there's nothing better than being at sea and the sun going down and capturing it. So we're off to dinner. We're going to Cucina del Capitano, the Italian restaurant on board. We did stop by the Tides Bar, which is aft. It's the aft pool. It's such a great spot back there. It has a really mellow vibe, and I got myself a margarita, but we're not going to call this the drink of the day today because it's just far too basic. So we'll see if there's any signature cocktails up at Cucina that might qualify as cocktail of the day. We're actually going to do a quick freshen up and head up there right now. It's just after 10 p.m. and I'm feeling totally tubular in my 80s wear. Actually, no, I feel old and tired and like I want to go to bed. But people, we've got a 10:30 deck party. We've got to go. We've got to represent Gotta do the 80s party here on Carnival Panorama. Let's back up for a minute. Talk about our dinner at Cucina del Capitano, the Italian restaurant on board. It's a good value, by the way. Adults are $15 each, kids are $5, and you are not gonna leave hungry. So you get a choice of a single appetizer, an entree, a side, and a dessert. So I'll try to remember what we had and give you the rundown on our dinner because it is really delicious. So for starters, Mr. CruiseTipsTV had the meatball, and I had a beautiful salad with beets, Marcona almonds, some beautiful olives, and a really light vinaigrette. It's delicious. But let's talk about these rolls that they bring out in the beginning. Holy moly, don't overdo it on the rolls or you're not gonna have any room for your dinner. We were really hungry. We're like, eating the bread and the roasted garlic they bring out with it. And then we're like, okay, that was a mistake because it's really filling. So that was the bread and the appetizers. Junior ordered off the kids menu. He got the spaghetti and meatballs and the cannoli. We'll talk about that. Well, no, that's all you need to know. He got the spaghetti and meatballs and the cannoli. Okay, so for our main courses, I had the pappardelle with shrimp, which is really good. It was in like a red tomato sauce, a big old chunk of bacon on top. And Mr. CruiseTipsTV had the chicken parmesan. Now the chicken parmesan just comes as a giant flattened piece of chicken with cheese on top. The pasta, the side, which you would traditionally get with chicken parmigiana, was actually something that he added on. So for his side, he got a little side of the pasta, and I got the roasted veggies because I didn't want to add a pasta side to a pasta dish. And then for dessert, I had some kind of beautiful apple tart. It was really good. And Mr. CruiseTipsTV got was it a biscotti? Some kind of a biscotti, but honestly, it tasted like tiramisu. So I don't know why they don't just call it like a tiramisu biscotti because all the flavors of tiramisu were there. Everything was really, really good. So lovely, so lovely. We didn't enjoy any wine or anything. I just had a Negroni tonight, and then we kind of just signed the bill and came back to the room and started to get ready for the first theme night of the cruise. It's one thing I love about Carnival. So we're going to do two things. Number one, we have 15 minutes to go find our drink of the day. So we're going to do that first. Then we're going to hit the 80s party, and then we're going to fade out and go to bed because Mama's tired. Remember, I got up this morning and had a 7 o'clock spa treatment, so I am toast. I'm ready to go to sleep. And then tomorrow is Puerto Vallarta, although our plan is to stay on the ship. Thank you for tuning in with us today. Let's go have some 80s fun.
Don't you want me, baby? And you looked me in the eye and said, no. 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 No, no, no. I'm trying to host a party here. And you come on rejecting me. No, it's too late now. It's too late.
I have more to say. So much about what we love about Carnival just happened tonight. That was the best deck party I've ever been to. And I've been to some fun deck parties on Carnival, but huge shout out to Lee Mason, the cruise director, for making that just an amazing night. They chose amazing songs. Everyone was having a blast. Everyone was totally in the 80s spirit. There's some killer outfits out there tonight. And we had a personal fun family experience that made it a little extra special. So we were doing all the little dances and songs and audience participation stuff. And Lee brought up a guy who was like dressed in a cool rocker outfit. And he was looking for someone to kind of compete with this guy. Well, my son in the song prior was singing Guns N' Roses like word for word on the dance floor with his mommy. So Junior got called up to the stage to compete with Slash, who was the other contender. And I have to say, Junior took the title. Of course, he's a young, adorable little kid. So we kind of knew what direction that was going to go. But Junior got our first ever Cruise Tips TV family. I guess you call these ships on a stick. These fun little awards. And he got a really cool t-shirt, you guys. He got the 80s Rock and Glow Party. And I would say he earned it. It was really fun. The dancing was great. The music choices were awesome. You had a little bit of everything. You had a little bit of David Bowie. You had Guns N' Roses. You had a little Tina Turner. I mean, there was Michael Jackson. You did the classic Thriller moves. It was all there, but so much fun. So fun. I'm actually thinking about taking my neon little sticks right back out there. But thank you for following along with us today. Just had to come back on and say that was just one of the awesomest nights on a cruise we've ever had. Until tomorrow, friends, we'll see you on the high seas. Good night.